On December 11th, at its headquarters in Washington, D.C., the Voice of America Ukrainian service marked the 60th anniversary of its first broadcast. Among those in attendance were US and Ukrainian officials, experts, and friends of Ukraine in Washington. During the ceremony, the service's accomplishments were recognized with a Congressional Record presented to VOA Ukrainian Chief Adrian Karmazyn by Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur. The event culminated with an expert discussion on the political and economic situation in Ukraine ahead of presidential elections. And now, stay tuned for a short history of VOA Ukrainian.
This is the Voice of America. The following program is in Ukrainian.
Говорить голос Америки з Вашингтону. Голос миру і свободи.
Ви слухали українську радіопередачу «Голосу Америки» з Нью-Йорку.
Тепер ми передаємо чергову замітку з нашого календаря історичних подій.
Україна, мовляв, відомі...
These voices were among the first Ukrainian voices to penetrate an iron curtain that for nearly half a century divided much of the world into two diametrically opposed and competing political ideologies. The year was 1949. The day was Monday, December 12th.
This is the Voice of America.
Ця наша програма
It was the day the Voice of America began shortwave radio transmissions to tens of millions of suppressed Ukrainians in what was then the Soviet Union. Over the ensuing 4 decades, the voices of dozens of VOA Ukrainian broadcasters, along with hundreds of others targeting the former Soviet bloc, made it their goal to protect and further what just a year earlier had been enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights: that everyone has the right to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers.
Бої в Будапешті тривають далі.
In defending this most basic principle, VOA broadcasters would chip away relentlessly, at times around the clock, at an ideological divide that in effect was separating the world into a part where information was flowing freely and another where it was harshly suppressed through official censorship. Over the years, VOA Ukrainian broadcasters always strived to bring their audience that what the Soviet government would either deny them altogether or offer them only grudgingly under external pressure.
You have come by the thousands.
The news could be good.
Сьогодні американські українці відкрили пам'ятник Тарасові Шевченкові у Вашингтоні.
The news could be bad.
Аварія на Чорнобильській атомній електростанції.
But no matter what, VOA Ukrainian broadcasters always strived to bring their audience the truth.
Говорить голос Америки з
Nearly
Вашингтону.
40 years after the first Voice of America Ukrainian radio program reached the Soviet Union, the divide separating East and West began to crumble. 2 years later, the whole Soviet system came crashing down, and VOA Ukrainian soon found itself broadcasting to an independent Ukraine. In 1992, it reached an agreement with Ukraine's government to start broadcasting on local airwaves and set up a rotating correspondence post in Kyiv.
Добрий вечір. Вітається з вами Петро Фединський.
In 1993, it started Window on America, a still-running weekly magazine show that became VOA's first non-English language regular television program. In 1999, it established a network of correspondents in major urban centers in Ukraine. And in 2004, during the cold weeks of Ukraine's Orange Revolution, it provided, in collaboration with Ukraine's nationwide Channel 5 TV network, millions of Ukrainians nearly real-time Western reactions to the pivotal events unfolding in their country, reactions that no other media outlet in Ukraine would dare to offer at the time.
The Central Election Commission has just announced official results and declared the current Prime Minister the winner. We cannot accept this result as legitimate because it does not meet international standards.
Добрий вечір. В ефірі програма «Час Тайм» у Вашингтонській студії.
In 2005, ties between Ukraine's Channel 5 and VOA Ukrainian grew stronger, culminating in the launch of Час Time, a daily television news show from Washington carried by the network, providing Ukrainians with a window on U.S. foreign policy, the workings of the American model of democracy, official and independent expert commentary on U.S.-Ukrainian relations, American life and trends, happenings in the Ukrainian-American community, as well as on Ukrainians visiting the U.S., be it heads of state, other ranking officials, or ordinary Ukrainians coming here to take home experiences that would better their lives and those of their fellow citizens. At the same time, VOA Ukrainian stringers in Ukraine cover visits by U.S. officials and report on U.S. government-sponsored as well as private sector projects and initiatives between the two countries. According to independent research data through its magazine show Window on America, its news show Час Time, its regular primetime interactives and special reports for a number of leading TV networks in Ukraine, and its webpage, VOA Ukrainian is reaching millions of Ukrainians on a weekly basis. And as no Ukrainian media outlet has to date established a solid presence in the U.S., demand for these products is unlikely to decrease. VOA Ukrainian looks forward to meeting this demand and to increasing its numbers over the next 60 years.